All right. Apparently, WWE 2K24 has some problems. So I thought today, I got my phone, I got some notes. Let's dissect a lot of the stuff that we're having issues with, including myself, what I have personally experienced, and what I know a lot of people are still having issues with. If it's your first time here, welcome to Assemble. My name is Matt. Good to have you. Let's get into this list. The first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be online. Online servers are broken. They have never worked consistently across many years of WWE 2K, and enough is kind of enough in my opinion. Now, I know this will be a video that is going to basically go through the gripes and issues, but we try to have a little bit of fun with you too, because we just ultimately, we want to play our wrestling game and have a good time. But people are not having a very good time right now, kind of having a bad time. So the online servers are giving people a consistent issues across the board where it is timing out in a matter of minutes. Also, on top of things timing out, they're going back to the main menu. There are issues where if they're trying to play online, it completely glitches out and freezes and bricks it, and they go back to the dashboard on their respective consoles, for example. If they're going to have an online match, there's a simple delay. I myself, I do not like to play online matches for 2K games. And the main reason why is because I don't like the experience. I don't find it very fun personally to go into a lobby, find some random matches and do a one-on-one match with just whoever is on the other end and see if I can win. I don't find it fun. But the main reason I don't find it very fun is because delay. I think there's too much of a lag, no matter how often or how little I play the mode. And for online, if I'm gonna hit strikes, try to do moves, it really does not flow well at all. But the current issue since the latest patch 11 is that people are seeing a tremendous amount of bugs where they can't even connect to the servers, or where they're being timed out and they simply they lose their match. They're in the middle of the match and they just get booted out. Another one to deal with online servers is going to be my faction. This video is sponsored by Royal 888. Royal 888 is partnering up with VIP Bets for sports betting platform, and they are able to take online sports betting to the next level, offering wages for a large variety of sports and different interests. So if you are somebody that enjoys things like myself, where it's MMA, boxing, esports, those betting options are available to you to take advantage of. The website is intuitive, easy to use, and great for you to be able to access for different things that you're interested in, such as the various viewing options under the live events. There's pre-match sections and allows you to manage all of your bets that you have placed. The Royal 888 online casino is a lot of fun as well. For somebody like myself, I actually do enjoy going over to the casinos and being able to play a couple of slot machines or play a game of poker. Blackjack is actually one of my personal favorites, but I'm not very good at it. But Royal 888 does a great job by having a variety of gambling options available to you all on their website. On top of the sports betting, they offer a variety of the casino games, including the slots, the poker, baccarat, blackjack, and more. What's also really cool is that they take it a step further and they allow these casino games available virtually through live streams. What's really cool too is that for new users like yourself, you sign up and you'll be able to get a first time deposit bonus. This is of 100% matching the user's deposit of up to $1,000. The platform's available across different countries as well. Canada, New Zealand, Ireland, for example. The platform holds licenses with both the Kanawaka Gaming Commission and Kurikeiko. All players must be 18 years of age or older to play. If you're interested, check out the link in the description for Royal 888. Please play responsibly and enjoy some online play. I do jump into my faction every single week. I try to get a couple of different matches done, the live events and all of that. I try my hand at getting like another Persona card, and I get no luck. I get nowhere. They're very expensive. It's also very grindy, and I'm not into that very much. But I try to have some fun along the way. But when it comes to my faction, right after patch 1.11, I went right into my faction to load it up. I got to the main loading screen, and then it just says, can't connect to the server, can't connect to the server. And I'm still seeing this even a week later. It is still problematic. Can't connect to my faction. And if you're trying to do an online match, same issues, the online servers, it crashes, ruins your experience. Now, what was the other one that people were talking about? Yes. AI matches. So I like AI matches. You know why I like AI matches? Because maybe you're going to do some simulation stuff in universe mode. Maybe you're making content out of it. Maybe you are somebody that just wants to capture some cool moments. And maybe you've just set up like a universe mode, for example, where you like to do a bunch of AI matches. Regardless, AI matches seem to be completely broken since the latest patch. If you're doing a one-on-one AI match, they are not going to fight. Like, they barely fight. They will not pull off strikes, grapples the way they should. They do not interact. The matches don't flow. It's completely just a big old mess. The other main one that I've even experienced was going to be with tag team matches. Tag team matches are essentially broken now for AI versus AI. And 2K, I really hope that you guys can fix this immediately, because it's not just going to be for the user's experience of just having one-on-one matches with them playing, but the AI itself is completely messed up. The intelligence of this thing is gone down a peg. Like, we're going back many years, and whatever has happened has totally glitched the AI. They are not smart anymore, and they will not tag. They will not do anything on the ropes. They will not do any moves. They will stand there more often than not and not do anything in a match. This is not only the case when it comes to exhibition, this is also happening in universe mode, where AI matches are a complete mess, and the mode is also crashing on a lot of people too. The next one we wrote down on the list is going to be how it's taking so long to connect to the game. In some instances for people, they're seeing multiple minutes in order to get into the game itself. They click on 2K24 and they're in a loading menu. Whatever happened in the latest patch is causing players to not even be able to get into the game, or it's taking minutes at a time in order to get in. Now, I have tried to test this myself, and I have experience on PC slowdown. I tried it on Xbox. Yes, I did see a noticeable amount of slowdown. PlayStation 5 didn't have it there. And then I've gone in a couple of more times to just try and test it out, and it seems to be hit and miss. I haven't had like a 3-minute wait yet. Maybe when I edit this and I'll put it together, I'll check out 2K24 today, and then I'll pop back in for you and let you know. But right now they seem to be okay, but it's definitely a problem, and I do see this getting addressed by the community a ton. The next one is going to be community creations. Yeah, everything's bald now. Isn't that wild? So, community creations is also seeing a very large mess, and this is a big problem. And community creations has always been an issue for so many reasons. Not only from just players not being able to get things the way they want, to being able to create exactly what they want, having limited tool set, not having enough hairstyles, not having enough attires, not being able to put male attires with female characters, vice versa, and just having that open sandbox of it, the logo limit, having a number of 100 slots for players to be able to do the creations. There's a lot in there. But now, since the latest patches, one of the big plaguing issues is that CODs are bald. So you've got these creations that you have been playing with, and now they're showing up bald. There's also been issues where CODs are showing up with reverting back to default features for their characters, whether it's going to be facial features, their teeth, things like that. They are just going back to regular, like what comes in default. And players are having to go back in. Players are having to redo a lot of their characters. And this is a big problem, because you have massive creators in the community that support your game, that kind of keep it going for the better half of the year with phenomenal creations. Icons of the Ring, What's the Status, Lee Valentine, Ruben, Joe Mashups, Game Volt, on and on the list goes of everyone that creates and supports the community. They are always putting out some of the best stuff that keeps our game going, and then we get hit with patches and stuff that breaks it, and they have to go back in and they've got to fix all this stuff after the fact. And then there might be a patch later down the road where it will fix the stuff, but they've had to go in now and fix it. And for people that just download stuff, they consume it, like me, I just like to download these really cool things that people create because they're awesome. Some of them are just so dead on of what like a previous wrestler is, like an Owen Hart, for example. They look amazing, but people are going to go play with these CODs and they're broken, and we can't have that. This also doesn't even account for regular issues that players face when it comes to universe mode. We've talked about online and the plaguing issues there, but we're also dealing with things like, since day one, referee timing for counts, them being too slow to go for a pin. Submission rates are still a mess, where submissions are just not timed well. The button mashing is really getting crazy. We're several months in and we're still got about half a year left until 2K25, and now they're in full, development for 2K25, and we're in patch stability mode for 2K24. I understand that things happen from the dev side. I can't imagine when these things happen, and they probably are very aware of it and they're playing through with it and going, oh my gosh, we need to put out these patches. But like, this stuff needs to get tested way better, in my opinion, to avoid these things when it's basically breaking your game and your game experience. And WWE 2K players and fans and wrestling fans, they're passionate and they love the experience. They love to play the video game. And when these things happen and they break the full thing, it really turns people off. And then the other thing that really turns off a lot of players, in my opinion, is that they don't get any communication. They want that communication. You know what? This is something that we have talked about, and I know I have talked about over the last several years. Players want more communication with what's going on, not my faction communication, because these patches happen like 1.10, 1.11, and things get extremely broken. And then players voice all of these things about what is broken, and they don't hear anything in return. Players are trying to tell you directly that they want to play your video game. They want to buy your video game, but they can't play it or justify paying for it because the plaguing issues that are in there, and they're listing it. And players in the community are passionate and they are vocal and they want the game to do well, because that's all they ultimately want, is they want a good wrestling game. And 2K24 is good. There's a lot of good in there, but there's a lot of problems. And now with the latest patches breaking a lot of stuff, players are trying to vocalize, hey, here's the list of things that you need fixed, and we don't hear anything. We just need somebody or anyone in the community to be able to stand up and say, hey, hi, we hear you. We're addressing your reported concerns. They are all over the place, and other creators especially, I know, have voiced these things almost every week. But unfortunately, we don't see or hear the communication back. We just see more push for the marketing side and what's coming down for, say, the DLC that drops or the My Faction content that drops every single week. And players get really, really frustrated by that because they don't want to hear about it. They want to hear that, hey, the game is getting a hot fix and they're addressing some of the stuff. It's unfortunate when stuff like this happens, but we need the community to come together, stay positive. 2K needs a patch. They need a hot fix patch, especially for the AI. The online servers are a massive one for players. When bugs and things like this happen, people are really hoping that 2K will just listen and be able to give us not only the hot fix, because now it's been several days and we haven't heard anything. And hopefully, by the time even this video comes out, that we've got a hot fix and a lot of stuff is corrected. And that would be amazing. But I think 2K and the team over there, I really wish they would take things a little bit further, as limited time and resources they may have to be able to patch in extra things or really double down and say, we got to get these things ironed out and ready to go for even next year in 2K25. These issues shouldn't be popping up this late into the game. They try to fix one thing and it seems to break another. And I can only imagine that for a developer, I can only imagine how frustrating that is when you're trying to fix one thing and then it's a domino of another thing breaks. So I can't imagine being in that position of having your product, having the thing you work on, just having to get it to work is a problem. And then I hope that for 2K25, they are addressing this and that these things will happen less and less. We've been okay for 2K24 up until this point, but these are game-breaking things that you think would be caught ahead of time. And I think 2K, like I said, needs to do a little bit more for the fans, for the players, a little more fan service for the next couple of patches and updates, because the 2K DLC is going to get stretched out in terms of the timeline. That's also a concern there on the patch front, because we get the big patches every time that there is a DLC drop to include it, and they update moves and we get, you know, the new weapons and things that are really cool. But we have to wait a long time for that, and those DLC packs are further and further away in the timeline. And because of that, we end up having to wait. And if we have to wait for more patches when things are clearly broken, it's not going to bring players back to the game. So I hope I've addressed some of your reported concerns. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you guys want to support the channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I love this community. I love hanging out with you, talking about 2K, the goods and the bads, because you know what? It's important that we address all of the reported concerns on both sides. Have a great day. See ya.